I'll be singing Amour, viens, rendre from Orfeo by Gluck.
Whatever. Welcome to New York. York City.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. First of all, it's one of the best pieces ever. And people don't really know it so much. And I love that you sing this, and I love that you chose it. Can you give us, because these people here don't know you, can you give us some context about a little bit about your recent story and how you became a countertenor and where you come from?
Yeah, I guess I started singing in my head voice when I was in a boys choir, and the only reason why I switched to tenor was really to audition for the university, which I got in. But, so I've been dealing with as a tenor for a long time, but I was like, what if, because I've always had this and I want to try it. So over a year and a half ago, I decided just to take the leap and just try it. And if it fails, I'll just go back, yeah.
Yeah, because you currently work in a hotel in, where are you from? Where's your hometown?
Lexington, Kentucky. Well, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, but you live in Lexington.
Yes.
And he works the front desk. Which hotel?
Comfort Suites.
Comfort Suites, Lexington, Kentucky. Do you guys know what you have working at your front desk? Oh my God.
They hear me all the time.
Oh, okay. They're like, not the Gluck again. Okay. Why do you love to sing?
I just want to give myself to the audience. I want to just show my story. I just want to be in the moment, in the character.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so you have so much going for you. Primarily your voice. And it's a sound we're not used to out of a countertenor. And it's surprising. When I watched your Rossini video, and I was like, wow. I literally and then I went, like that, just between us, because it's not the sound we normally associate with countertenors. And that's a good thing, and it could be your challenge. Mm-hmm. Because the minute you start to identify as, I'm the countertenor with high notes, that's all you give us.
Right.
And that gets you in the door, and it's like a parlor trick, and it's interesting. But in opera, if you don't have the rest of it to back it up, we'll move on to the next thing pretty quickly, okay? I know you have all of this inside of you. And I think this is a case of like rolling up the sleeves a little bit and pulling more, or maybe revealing more of what's already here. Mm-hmm. Also, I have to say, your musicality, even your French things, without the traditional grad school, conservatory, doctorate degree, you don't have that kind of training. You went into arts administration, right?
Right.
So there's so much that is just naturally here. That part of it we don't want to touch, and part of it is like, okay, now how do we get to the next level? Okay? So it's an exciting moment. I think you're going to have to be patient with yourself, and I think, if I can be honest, you're going to have to decide how much you really want to do this. Because on the one hand, I love that. I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, great. I love that. Mm-hmm. I said that to myself, too. I was going to be an education major. I said, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, great. But at the same time, we can't be that casual about this kind of career because it requires too much. So we want to find that equilibrium. If you're going to go for it, mm-hmm. it's time to go for it. Right. And I love that you applied for this. That tells me, at least today, you want to go for it. Okay?
I do.
Yeah, I love that. Tell me what's happening in this aria.
Well,
besides glorious high notes.
Well, Euridice, she was taken to the underworld, and Cupid comes along, and the gods and Cupid see Orfeo weeping over her, and they respect his devotion and love for her. So they decide to give him a deal. And they were like, okay, we'll allow you to go to the underworld to retrieve her, but you cannot speak to her, look at her, anything. So this is his decree. After he's kind of like, what is she going to do? Is she going to be mad at me if I can't speak to her? This is him saying, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to be victorious. She's going to come back here.
The hero.
Yes.
The hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get much of that.
Okay.
I got extraordinarily beautiful singing, but I didn't get any. I will do whatever it takes to win her. I'm going into the depths of the inferno, and I'm not afraid.
Right.
Whatever it takes. I need this. Okay. You have no idea how hard it will be to not look at her. You think you can handle it until you're there, but no, I can do it because I love her. I'm gonna do this. I know I can do it. I love her and she's gonna run, we're gonna be together forever. So you need to intoxicate yourself with the power of this, Let's start it one more time. What's your first word?
Amour.
And what does it do? Viens, rendre mon âme. Yeah, yeah. It's going to come and like into my soul. It's going to take my soul. It's going to revitalize my soul. Love will fuel the very essence of my being. It's a little bit different than voi che sapete as an opening line to an aria.
Right.
Love, I'm going to take you, I'm going to go into my soul, you're going to fill me up, I'm going to carry her away, we're going to live forever, like in this kind of world. It needs that kind of heroic, crystal clear vision. It's why you can sing this, all of this, yeah? Yeah? What kind of flame is it?
It's inside. It's the thing that bubbles up that...
Hell, the fires of hell have nothing compared to the fire I feel inside of me for her. You need to grow 30 meters in front of our eyes with this aria.
Okay.
Unstoppable. Okay? Let's try it again. I get sound, sound, song, 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 and I want the words. Amour, viens, rendre mon âme.
Okay.
I need the text.
Okay.
Enveloped in this glorious sound, this amazing sound, right? Okay? So don't skate by, throw the text to the side.
Okay.
Okay? Pronounce. Yeah, there we go. One thought, right? That's all one thought. So we need to make sure we're going from Amour, it's all connected. I want more Errol Flynn through all of this ha ha ha. Satan, you have nothing on me. Ha! And it comes from if we go vertical and we get every beat, it doesn't have the swagger that we need. Okay. Let's try it where you sing the top note. Top note. Now sing the under note. Now do that again and make it very legato. Put it together and go to mon flamme. Here we go. Good. What's that word?
Tre.
Yeah. Brave trepa. That will help you go into that lower register and kick the end, punctuate that sentence.
Okay.
Je le trepa. Boom.
Okay.
Errol Flynn. Do you know Errol Flynn?
No.
he was also before my time. But you have your first assignment. Go Google Errol Flynn.
Okay.
Nobody tell him about it. Just discover it and let me know what you think tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Basically Robin Hood.
Okay.
Ha ha, you know,
I got
I can't do it, but okay. Okay? And then here we go. Okay, next phrase. Amour, viens, rendre. Amour, viens, rendre. My soul. You have to pull all of these phrases. Also the imagine you're a clarinet. Or maybe that's a bassoon more. But they're a little bit too choppy. No offense. So can we go back to pour celle qui m'enflamme, yeah? And think about that top line. Pour celle. Connect the top notes. Don't worry about the low ones so much.
Okay.
Okay, line.
Pour celle qui m'enflamme.
Can it be more legato? Can it have more direction? Okay?
Pour celle qui m'enflamme.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Do you hear that? It's a little bit inelegant.
Okay.
And I would sing into the C sharp.
Okay.
And I think that's more interesting. Listen to the difference. That's what gives the line that C sharp. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
Try it. Do this. Let's exercise it. So take time on each of the second one. Yeah, so that's what we want to feel. And that will keep the legato in there. Okay? And. Do you hear it? How you're
Okay.
on the you're da da ba da ba. So you have to do what you don't see.
Okay.
You know, because it's written da 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 da. But that's, to me, inelegant. Is what I want to hear.
Okay.
Try it. Go slower. Let's try it slower. And really feel the second of the grouping, okay? Okay, but now actually sing piano mezzo forte, piano mezzo forte. Just as an exercise, okay? So you break the groove that your voice is in,
Okay.
that you've studied, okay? Do you see how it's hard for you? Yeah, because you've built it in that way. Mm-hmm. This is something just to very easily in your own time, go back and just try and trick your brain a little bit, because it's so clearly in there one way.
Yeah.
And you always want the flexibility to have another option, you know? Mm-hmm. So that when you can't do it another way, you have to shake it off and try it all really super piano and super legato. Oh God, do you feel how like delicious that is? Oh, it's to like heaven. Do it again. No, really. That's love. That's love. You feel that? You guys, this is really caro nome too, the same. If we're always, God, there's so many phrases I want to say, but I shouldn't because we're going to tell you. If we're always to the wall, we lose so many options for caressing, finesse, elegance, seduction. That's not seducing anything. It's like, okay, I'll call you. I'm not gonna call. Yeah? Look, if this is Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn. And then if one time you want to go, Amour, viens, rendre, then it's like, okay. But every time it becomes, yeah, and this, the more you, because there's such ease in what you do, the more you flirt with that, out of intention and love and heroicism and all of that, the more spectacular it is. Don't just get in there and you know? So do this one more time and feel that sensation of the slide and the ease of. But,
I know, the third one.
yeah, and also you feel how this is ingrained on you. Oh, I'm going to break you of that.
I'll get it.
Yeah, try it one more time. It's like a flower in slow motion that unveils. Time lapse, actually. Let it do that. One more time. Almost. Like a snake. A snake through every note, not just the first group. Just do it on the vowel. I want you to really think about that. That won't be where you end up, but if you've built that into your body and into your brain, when you sing it up to tempo and all, it's going to have that just liquidy, where they go, oh. That's what we want. We don't want people just to be impressed by a high note. We want them to go, you know, that's what we want, okay? Let me just check time. Okay, we have to stop.
Okay.
Can we come back to this tomorrow?
Sure.
And you also have Handel, you have Rossini. We're gonna have a good time. Key, guys, Key Moran. Amazing. Just amazing. May we have a quick applause for Justina and Shannon, a fantastic pianist. And I think we have a little bit of time for a couple questions, if there's any questions. And if not, we can happy hour. Yes, hello. There's a microphone right here if you wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Hello, Joyce.
So
you were
hello.
fantastic a sesto, by the way, last night.
Thank you.
My question is about moving between different kinds of roles and what your personal approach is. So when you finish sesto, for example, and you move on to, say, something to cherubino, how much of the character do you take from one to the other? Do you sort of shut the door on them when you go to the next opera, or do you try to build similarities between them?
Not at all. Because cherubino is not at all in the world of sesto. And I go next to sing Marguerite in Damnation. She's definitely not like sesto, right? No, I don't. But it's a really good question. I take experience. So my experience in singing Mozart roles, I take from Mozart to Mozart. The experience of singing Disprezzata Regina in concert, I pull on the accompanied recitative, for example, in Sesto. He has this big one in the Act 1 finale, that kind of declamation, really making sure that I'm the impetus for the orchestra, or very clearly know when the orchestra is giving me new information. So it's that kind of a musical experience. I take some experience in terms of pants rolls, queens. You know, I mean, there's body posture, but I've tried really hard not to ever know how it goes. even my acting. I never want to say, oh, well, this is how it goes. I try really hard not to do that. And it's precisely the work I was doing with Alex at the start. What's the text? Why is it there? What does this rest mean? Should it be F natural or F sharp? I feel, no offense to the composers, but when I walk out on that stage, I need to feel like I'm creating it on the spot. So even when I'm on stage as sesto, I'm trying not to bring my previous sesto to the stage. I mean, of course, there are many elements that I do, but the minute I'm recreating my sesto, it's dead. And it's not new, and it's not in the moment, and it's not alive, and it's not being created, it's being recreated. And I think that's when we start to go, unless I'm sick or I'm starting some, and sometimes then, okay, there's going to be a little bit of autopilot today because I just kind of need it. So sometimes that happens, but pretty rarely, pretty rarely. I love that question. Thanks. I love your dress. Mr. Plotkin! Buonasera! That's sort of Irish Italian. I don't know what that is, and I just did. Oh, Mr. Plotkin! Fudge. Hello.
You're a darling,
Hi.
Mrs.
Dashing as always.
Although you and I know each other mostly through Italian opera, I'm a fanatic for Berlioz, and I always dreamt that I would one day hear you sing Didon in Les Troyens, which on many days is my favorite opera when it's not La Clemenza di Tito. Seriously.
Wow.
And therefore, I own your wonderful recording that you made in Strasbourg, I believe.
Yeah.
And you have now sung the role on the stage in Vienna. Could you talk about learning Didon, making her yours, the experience of Les Troyens? Because very few artists sing this role.
Yeah.
And you're the person I always wanted to hear do it.
Oh, Fred, thank you.
I mean that, yeah.
That's so kind, thank you. Fred Plotkin, I don't know if you all know him, but he gives so much to the opera world, and as a real opera lover and connoisseur, and holds talks and writes, and is just constantly one of the great supporters and fans of opera. So it's nice to see you. I don't know that I ever thought I would sing Didon. I did one of the great hours of my life. I was in conversation with Dame Janet Baker. And when we finished, she leaned in and said, "Have you sung Didon yet?" I said, "Oh, no." She said, "You must." I went, "Okay." Dame Janet Baker has spoken. But it was John Nelson that, and I wouldn't have sought it out, but John Nelson, because like you, it's a paragon of a role. And this is the hard thing about being an opera singer. I think about that and I say, oh no, that belongs to Lorraine Hunt, or that belongs to Janet Baker. And yeah, it's just fine, you know. But I had worked with John Nelson, who's really considered the great Berliozian conductor, way early on in my career, and we've done a number of things. And I recorded Benvenuto Cellini with him, I think in 2004 maybe. And he said then, "One day you will be my Didon." And I went, okay, whatever, John. Yeah. And the time came. And he was the person that kind of brought this opera back onto the map. And before anybody knew Les Troyens in modern times, assembled an amazing cast, including Christa Ludwig and all this, that sang it at Carnegie Hall. And it's where he ended up making his Met debut because he was covering, and he ended up going on with it. So for him to come with this work that really has bookended his career and his life, and he's given so much to it, he was doing his first recording and asked me to sing it. I said, let me take a look at it. And I don't know how to explain it, because this doesn't happen with all the roles, but I opened it and I knew it. I had never listened to the opera. I'd listened to scenes, I knew about it, but and when I opened the score, I knew it, and my voice knew what to do with it. I had to work a bit on the French, but you know, c'est la vie. I then found myself in Beirut, in Lebanon, a few weeks before the recording started, and my wonderful partner said, we had the day free, and he goes, oh, let's go to the market in Tyr. I said, yeah, okay, cool. And we're driving in a taxi, and I see the sign says Tyr, and I went, are we going to Tyr, as in Cher Tyrien? And sure enough, we arrive there, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Please go, it's extraordinary. There's not many tourists there, and it's the most extraordinary thing. And you see pillars that are still just off the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. From here, Queen Dido sailed to find the land of Carthage, and I'm standing on this. You know, I don't know if you want to talk about past lives or something, but I just felt like I know this. And it was overwhelming to see the beauty, the artistry, the mosaics, the care, the enormity of what she had built in Tyr, and then to think in a matter of hours she had to sail away and build it all again. It's the entirety of human civilization, but this is the genius of Berlioz. It's the incredible frailty of the sesso, of the women that are just, we have to do everything and we still lose in the end. You know, this kind of thing. It was a production of David McVicker that we did in Vienna, and it's grand and beautiful, and it looks like it should look. But at the end, in the whole scene, the adieu, férocité, a curtain comes in, and it's just me in a negligee. And it frightened me to call up the Dieu des Enfers, and it's just so supremely perfect. And the thing I think I admired most about her, not that it would be my choice, she chooses to break. It's a very clear, very calculated choice. She has no more energy left. And it's a staggering thing to play on the stage. And I feel so grateful that I got to do it. I think it will not be the last time that I do it. So
that was my next question.
Yeah. You know, I never believe
frequent
until I
flyer
see it in
miles.
print. But the plan is to, you know, I don't want to just live with her one time on the stage.
Sure.
And I hope that I can sing it for you at some point. Thanks, Fred. Yeah. I will also say she came at the right time. I wouldn't have wanted to sing her even 6 years earlier. She came at the right time, and I'm grateful for that. Hello.
Hi. Excuse me for my English. I am Italian.
Perfetto. In italiano se... Oh, no, maybe English.
I wrote my sentence. So I would like to know if there is a specific technique for studying Baroque coloratura for Handel and Vivaldi, and etc. And if they are diaphragmatic or throat or epiglottis. So that's my question.
Okay. So what is in the coloratura? Are we making it with the throat? Are we thinking? You know, the truth is, just between us, I'm not really sure if I do aspiration, whatever, and I'm glad I've never dissected it too closely. I was one of those people that I had facility. And so rather than try and reinvent the wheel and get in there and unpack it and then try and put it back together, I've just kind of let it be what it is. I've had to work on accuracy. So I can make it sound very percussive. You know, I can kind of beat the voice. So if I want to get real accuracy, like in the Orfeo, I have to say, and really make sure I'm in every note. So I slow it down. I do the work that I was doing with key now of just, what does it feel if it's really super lugubrious and sluggy and really legato? Can I do it staccato? Can I do it legato? Can I go fast? Can I go slow? Can I syncopate it? Can I stop on the fourth group of the 16th? Can I stop on the second group of the 16ths? And I dissect it surgically like that. I don't think of the coloratura differently between Handel or Rossini or Mozart. if I'm on the breath and it's legato and I'm singing a real vowel, the music will kind of take care of itself. The tricky thing of Handel is some of those patterns are just instrumental. They're not vocal. Sometimes they're the most vocal thing in the world. Those patterns that are very instrumental just take a lot of drilling. And it's boring surgical work, but it's good. And then I just kind of, I want to work it enough with enough variations so that I don't have one groove. And I can adjust tempo a little bit and things like that, depending on conductor. That having been said, I think most voices move at a certain speed. I did my first Cenerentola with Alberto Zedda in Tel Aviv, actually, 2001. And of course, I was so nervous. I hadn't sung the full role in Italian before, and here's Alberto Zedda, like, you know, Signor Rossini in persona. And he didn't say anything for like the first week, which is like, you're sitting there going, what's happening? Am I okay? And I finally went up, you know, the good little girl from Wichita, Kansas. I said, Maestro, is it okay? Is it okay? Si, Joyce, si. I need to listen to you, and then I know your tempo. But let me listen. I know in another week or two. You know? He was sort of Jewish Italian, but whatever. So these are, Charles Mackerras was the same. He didn't try and impose a tempo on you. He let you demonstrate where your voice wanted to sit, and then he filled in the blanks gloriously. Yeah. It's technical work. That's it. Yeah. You're welcome, prego. I think we might be hello, Claudia. You're always in the same spot. Do you want to say hello? I don't know if we have any questions from...
We're going to hold questions for tomorrow when we're live on Facebook. We're going to be broadcasting on Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Claudia Friedlander. She is the one who... Yay, Claudia! Fantastic teacher, voice teacher. She's just written a book. We're very excited. The handbook for what is it called?
The Singer's Audition and Career Handbook. And Joyce had a hand in its creation because the material that became this book originated when we were first planning your first series of masterclasses.
I love it. It's going to be really, really a fantastic resource. And I'm very excited about that. So on Medici TV, we're back here at the same time tomorrow. And you can send in questions, #AskJoyce.
You can send it via Twitter, AskJoyce with the hashtag. Or you can just turn on Facebook Live and you can write questions in the comments section.
Facebook Live on Carnegie Hall?
On Carnegie Hall and probably lots of other places too.
Fantastic. You guys, thank you so much. Can we please give a big round of applause to the singers one more time?